Hey guys, welcome to this video where I'm going to share with you a breakdown from the trades that I've taken this week and a recap on my small account trading Forex. So I thought I would share my recap with you guys by my little log burner here on the boat. Kind of try to create a nice sauna environment because I really love the heat and it's already getting cold over here in the UK. Probably could do with a little bit of a clean, but this is realistic living here on a narrowboat. But it has in fact been a pretty disappointing week for me this week trading, and I think I'm partly being hard on myself, but I think that it's just because I know I can do better. I think the main downfall for me this week was that I did in fact get a little bit emotional on Tuesday, which really set me back on the week, and I haven't been able to get back to that, and I had a pretty frustrating day yesterday, and I'm going to show you all these trades on the computer in just a moment. But just to give you the backstory here, Monday's trades I managed to have a small loser. On Tuesday I was looking at the pound yen and I was looking for a break above a range, and I did in fact get the range break, and as I said, I'll show you the charts in a moment so it'll become more clear. But I managed the trade really well because it went up, it didn't quite hit my target, and as it came back down and showed signs of weakness, I got out the trade. And it took a lot of strength, I felt, and mindfulness to do that, because it's not a nice feeling getting out of a trade when you were winning and it comes back down to become a loser. But I got out and it would in fact have stopped me out. So I know that I made a really good decision and I was really happy with myself. But the frustrating thing was, as soon as I did a really good emotional practice, I then just lost it, and then I jumped back in because I thought, okay, if it's not going up, it'll go down. So I went short and I did what everybody knows you shouldn't do, and I jumped back in the wrong direction and in fact took a loser. So it was very unnecessary, and unfortunately, it put me down on Tuesday. I didn't actually trade Wednesday, and then I had another frustrating day yesterday. So it's just not really been my week this week. And as a result, I'm finishing up the week and I'm roughly around about 2% down on my overall account. I'm using an extremely small size and an extremely small account while I practice and experience these mistakes so that I don't lose too much money whilst I'm doing it. So it's not the end of the world, but it just doesn't feel very good. It doesn't feel very good losing, and that's why I'm sharing it with you guys today, because I'm just sharing a realistic insight to what it's like as a beginner trader with a small account. I'm focusing more on managing my risks, so I'm keeping my losers small while I practice and hopefully get better. I do feel like it has been quite a tricky week in the Forex market though. There hasn't been any really big moves. It feels like it's been a sort of pullback, ranging week, and I guess that in hindsight I've done well to not overtrade, because I think on these periods in the market where we're in this quiet phase, it can be good to just not really trade and just wait and be patient, because the market will come back round, it will pick back up, and I think that it's better risk management to try to avoid taking unnecessary losers to protect the account during these quiet times, so that when the market comes back round, then that's the time to capitalize, jump on the moves and get some more profit. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen for me. So at least I have kept my losers fairly small this week. So let's jump onto the computer and I will share with you my data and the trades that I took this week. Hey guys, so I'm in my trading log here and looking at the data for this weekly recap, the week commencing the 5th of October. And I've done 8 trades this week. I've had nothing that I feel really good about, to be honest. I found it quite a difficult week. I feel like it's been quite a slow week and I've not had anything that's really moved. Looking at my data, I've not had one winner this week that's actually hit my target, which I think is why I've been feeling quite disappointed. The largest winner I had was the trade I took on Monday on the pound yen. I've put it on 2 rows here because I sold half at 1%, and then the idea was to let the remaining position run for my next target, but in fact it came back down to break even, and that was the largest winner I had this week, which was just 0.5%, because obviously it's half of my position at 1%. So that's why I'm a bit disappointed really, because I've not had any real gains and I have had more losers than winners, so it's been a red week. And just having a look here at my weekly metric sheet, even though I did take that winner on the pound yen, I also took a loser, so Monday was actually a negative day. Tuesday was my biggest losing day of the week, just under 2% on my account. I didn't actually take any trades Wednesday, and then yesterday, Thursday, was a very frustrating day because I took 2 different trades and both of them hit 1%. So there was one point where I was up on my account, and if I had taken the profit then I would be probably break even or a little bit green today at the end of the week, but I didn't because I was following my plan and I wanted to let them run to my target, which was 1.5%. I didn't even sell half at 1%, I just held it. So I had that greedy feeling. And instead, they both came back down. One of them hit my break even stop, and then the other one, I did manage to close only 10 pips in profit before it came to my break-even stop. So those two were the trades taken yesterday, the euro yen and the Swiss franc yen. So the Swiss franc yen was the one that hit my stop, and the euro yen I did manage to just take £1.48, so barely 0.5% on my account as it was coming back down to my stop. But it was really annoying because before I took those trades, I was down £9.37 on the week, and with those two trades they did both collectively hit that figure in my broker, but I didn't take any profit off the table. I waited because I thought they were moving, but they didn't. So it's just how it goes sometimes. It's a bit frustrating when it happens. And I'm not going to kid you, you know, it's been on my mind all night and this morning, but it's what it is. It is what it is. And as a result, I'm down £7.73 on the week. Not big figures at all. I'm really not bothered about the money. It's not my intention at the moment. But what I'm more focused on is this percentage rate. So I'm down 2% on my account this week. So it's a bit annoying, but it happens, and I'm trying to look at the positives because I know that on a good week I can double that in wins. So I know I've got the ability to make that back, although I don't want to slip into revenge trading. I don't want that to be my goal next week. It's Friday today and I'm not trading today, but what I want to do is just try to wipe my slate clean this weekend, because I've had a few emotional trades, I've taken some sloppy trades, and it's been a tricky week. So I just want to wipe it clean, forget about it. I want to come back into the market on Monday refreshed, focused. I want to be looking for those really nice A quality trades that match my plan, that give me confirmation in place so that I can try to get some good base hits. And then hopefully, if I just take it one day at a time and aim to follow my plan, being consistent and being mindful, hopefully the money will take care of itself. And at the end of the week, I will, you know, make it back or maybe finish green. I guess the trick is just taking it one day at a time. I'll show you the charts for the worst day I took this week, just to give you an insight. So this was on Tuesday where I took minus £7.84. And what I did is I took two trades on the pound yen. So let's load it up. The 6th of October, 7:48. Okay, so using the back testing tool, I've just gone back in time to the 6th of October, and the first trade I took on the pound yen, my entry was at 28. So let's just see what happened here. So for this trade, I was using the 20 pip stop, and I was using this 1.5 profit target. So my target was 30 pips here. And what I was looking at for this trade initially was that we've been in this uptrend. We came down into this consolidation, and I was looking for a break over this level here of the range that we were in. And we did initially get that. I was in on this green candle here that spiked up, and it did go to a high just under my 1% target. So it was making the right direction, but then it very quickly came back down. I was actually using the 5-minute chart to gauge this. So it was on this red candle here on the 5-minute chart. Just as it was coming back down to my entry level, I did get out of that because I could tell that it was a riskier trade and that it just wasn't happening. And it was the right decision to do, because if I hadn't have got out of that, it indeed would have stopped me out. But I did really well to get out of that before it came back down to stop me out, obviously resulting in a tiny profit, but more importantly, no loser on that one. I then went wrong on the pound yen because half an hour after I got into that trade, after it stopped me out and after I was out of that trade, I then decided that because it had come up and we'd hit this resistance and it had come back down, that we were going short. So I did what I know I should not have done, and I jumped back into the trade in the other direction and I went short. What's worse is that when I got back into this to go short, I effectively went short right at the bottom of this range. I didn't wait for a breakout. I didn't wait for a retest. It was just a very emotional, sloppy trade. It was almost like I felt like I did well getting out of the first trade without taking a loss, so I'd earned the right to just randomly do what I want, which is a load of rubbish. The same again, I used a 20 pip stop and a 30 pip target. So I jumped back in here, and it didn't even go into the green at all. It came straight up and stopped me out. However, after it stopped me out, it then proceeded to go down. Effectively, I had the right idea because it didn't work going long, so short would have been the right idea. But the better thing to have done would have been to be patient and to wait to see what it did. So here, as we can see, it came back up. It created this little support level here. And looking back at this now, which is why I find it very useful to track my trades in this sheet, because it's so useful to look back on data to see what I did and to see what have been the better way of doing it. If you are interested in a copy of the Excel spreadsheets, I do have a link below where you can download one of those. But jumping back on the charts, looking back at this now on the 5-minute chart, what I think would have been the better thing to do, instead of jumping in to this trade at this point here, which is what I did, I would have been better to, at this point, you know, recognize, okay, the long didn't work, we're potentially going short, let's wait and see if there's going to be a support forming, which is what happened. We had 3 green candles and we created this support level at the top here. We then had another red candle down here. I think what would have been a better way to manage this trade would be have gone in at the break of the low of this green candle, which would have been an inside bar because we had the red candlestick here inside the body of this previous green candle. So if we broke below this green one, I could have used the same stop and the same target, and I would have hit my target, and it actually would have just hit 2%. So that would have been a far better way to manage this trade. So it's good to see this and to learn from it. It's why I'm trading a small account and using a small position size, because I recognize that trading is a marathon. I recognize that I'm still learning and it's not going to get me rich quick. But what I want to do is use this as a learning platform, and hopefully, you know, every time I do this, I'm getting one step closer to my goal of becoming a consistent trader, because I am learning from my mistakes. It's so important. So I'm going to take a photographic memory now of this chart and hopefully I'm going to remember this when I'm in this situation next time trading. So weekly recap summary, I'm down just under 2% on my account. It's not great. It's not the end of the world. The sun still rises and I'm still breathing, and I am still going to go and refresh myself this weekend and come back on Monday refreshed, focused and ready to trade. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend, and if you've enjoyed this recap, do drop me a like and hit subscribe below if you're not already part of the channel. I'll catch you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.